You can have $3 million, but your worst enemy gets $10 million. Would you accept it? Why? Why not?
Sure, why not? $3 mil is more than enough to set me up, and I am curious to see who would get the $10 mil. Yeah, same. I feel like my worst enemy right now is whichever employee of the pizza joint across the alley keeps forgetting to close the lid of the dumpster. If that plays out, he gets $10 million, quits his food service job, and I no longer have garbage blowing into my yard. Little tip: print off a sign that says "Please remember to close dumpster lid" with the pizza place's logo on it, laminate it, and tape it to the dumpster. The people in charge of doing stuff like that don't take out the trash, and the people who do take out the trash aren't about to go that far out of their way to confirm its validity. I haven't even gone over there to talk to anyone about it yet. It's a minor inconvenience, and I don't want to risk getting someone in trouble for something with so little impact. I'm hoping I'll just happen to be outside when someone tosses stuff in and leaves it open so I can just talk to them directly. Or that they suddenly get $10 million and leave. In my area, restaurants are required to keep the lid closed by the health department. It is one of the many things the inspector will check and deduct points for. You may actually be doing the pizza place a favor by reminding them. As a public health sanitarian, I would not mark points for this during a restaurant inspection. In my state, those are focused on foodborne illness only, and windblown trash is a solid waste issue. However, we do also regulate solid waste, so you could file a solid waste nuisance complaint with the local health jurisdiction. It's all part of the environmental health department, just different programs in the state where I am registered at least. Having any amount of trash be littered in your yard and elsewhere is hardly a little impact. Just saying. Do it for the environment and cleanliness of your city, not just for the yard. Fair enough. Most of it goes straight to our yard and our neighbor's yard, and we just pick it up whatever we see and toss it back in their dumpster when it happens. My neighbors are both home during the day, and my so works from home, so usually someone notices before trash has even made it to the side yards. It's a fairly new problem, and we're hoping to see who's forgetting so we can have a quick word about it. Is there any chance it's from the dumping of the dumpster? At my work they are not completely accurate in their aim sometimes, and we end up with trash that gets blown about the parking lot until we hunt it down. Some of it, sure. But since the pandemic drove business down, it's only getting picked up on Wednesdays. And we've been getting their food packaging on random days throughout the week for the last few weeks. I firmly believe it's a new hire that just forgets after they toss stuff in because they're hurrying back inside for their next task. We live in a city and are a block north and a block east of major roads. We're used to picking up trash. This is just a little bit more. Honestly, not a huge deal, but easily preventable. I mentioned it only because it's the closest concept to worst enemy I could come up with on the fly. My worst enemy is a kid named True, because he fucks up the formatting on my spreadsheets. I would be totally cool with him getting $10 mil. Did you hear about how scientists had to rename a few genes because Excel kept changing them to dates? https www.theverge.com platform AMP 2028 6 21,355,674 human genes rename Microsoft Excel misreading dates. Right now I'm feeling like the guy who pitched the idea for snack-size popcorn bags would suddenly be very confused about his bank account. I just opened the box of popcorn and discovered it was snack size. I checked the damn box like 6 times before I bought it, but somehow I missed snack size in the corner. If that's the case, then my energy right now is the employee at McDonald's who apparently gets paid to save as much sauce as they can in the fucking burgers. Working too much and then becoming one with the couch for the rest of the evening. Finding and maintaining a relationship with an arch nemesis would take more energy than I'd care to expend. So for now it's Pizza Guy and a third-party vendor at work who always says our acceptance criteria are too tight. Maybe the guy who stole our garbage bin a few months ago. I lead an exciting life. Someone stole our recycling bin and it irked me for a few good weeks. Lesson learned though, I spray paint us all 4 sides of our new one. We actually had 3 stolen over the course of about 6 weeks. On our block, one was getting grabbed every single week for a while, and unfortunately none of us have cameras in the alleyway. Such a bizarre crime spree. I put vinyl stickers on our new bin, all 4 sides, like you. This one hasn't been messed with at all. Ha! For me it's the guy who empties the post box at my kid's school. We live rural so it's a 1-lane road, but he doesn't wait 5 minutes for us all to leave. He barrels down the narrow road in his big van and never stops or moves over or even acknowledges anyone. He's the worst thing in my life, but if he got 10 mil he wouldn't be picking up the post anymore, so I can drive down that road with my 3 mil and not worry about my car falling in a ditch. Do most people really have meaningful enemies? Like, a person that follows you through life trying to mess you up? I feel like my biggest enemies are usually just obtuse bureaucratic processes at work or in life that are a hassle to go through. There's not really a person I can think of who I'd really consider an enemy. Maybe someone I find generally annoying or don't like being around, but no one where I'd be like upset or even really jealous if they got 10 million bucks. Yeah, same here. There are certainly people I despise, but they're public figures that I have never personally met. Would that count as an enemy? Beyond that, there is the occasional person who pisses me off by cutting me off in traffic or something. But I get over that stuff pretty quickly. My biggest enemy I guess was a college professor who tried to make my life in her class hell because of some fight she had with my dad back in their college days. If she got 10 million bucks now, she'd already be too old and demented to do anything with it except give it her grandkids. I have 2 people I'd just as soon not see again ever. But that's as far as it goes, and I hardly ever think of them, except when questions like this come up on Reddit. Yeah, I've had bosses who made my life hell, high school bullies, etc. I guess they were enemies in a sense, but I never really wished bad things to happen to them. I just wanted them to stop bothering me. And now that they're no longer in my life, they just don't matter to me. Who cares if they make it big, or if good things happen to them? Not me. I just don't understand hating another human so much you'd hurt yourself just to spite them.